All right, so this video is about Ben Shapiro and Daily Wire having lots of trouble after getting rid of Candace. Looks like there's a karma bug about to bite. Oh man, I'm here for all that shit. All right, let's watch it.
Candace Owens was fired from the Daily Wire. Things have not been going too well for them, and things have not been going too well for Ben Shapiro. And as you will see, it appears that now the Daily Wire could possibly be up for sale. Whoa. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. Is this the wrath of Candace Owens? Is this Candace karma? Let's go ahead.
All right. So this whole Candace karma idea, I'm for it. I get it. I understand it. I'm with it. So essentially what this woman is saying is, I got to give her a follow, by the way. She looks like she knows what she's talking about. How does she look like she knows what she's talking about? Because she has a microphone? That doesn't make any sense. I can just hear Kristen like, what does she look like? Anyway, this idea that the Daily Wire is for sale is pretty crazy to me. Now, it's not crazy to me in the sense that I thought it would be for sale. After Jeremy Boring left, they wouldn't get rid of him and then not sell the company to someone else. There were talks about Fox buying it and other things like that way back in a couple of months ago. So not that way back, but a couple of months ago, there were talks that Fox might buy them. And the wrath for Candace Owens, I don't know if it's exactly Candace karma. It kind of is, because you get rid of Candace Owens, right? And then after you get rid of Candace Owens, it's a big issue because now you have a void to fill within your company, and that void is, well, it's not filled. Matt Walsh is still cool with Candace. Michael Knowles is still cool with Candace, but like, who's worried about Matt Walsh or Michael Knowles if Candace isn't there? Because it was a lineup, right? Daily Wire had a good lineup of people, and now it's just like, well, you kind of got to watch who you want to watch, and Jeremy's gone, so it's a company in shambles, and that is distrust, and we don't know what we're dealing with. So, yeah, I understand. Them being for sale isn't a big deal because, I mean, it's a big deal in the sense that, like, yeah, I mean, the Candace Owens getting big after leaving trigger this, or after getting fired, let's correct it. But is it really a big deal? I don't really know, man. I don't think so. But let's see what she has to say first before I jump to conclusions here.
Ahead and get into it here, folks. The Daily Wire reportedly seeks investors, leaves door open to sale. Oh man. Oh boy. This is wild. I didn't believe it at first. I had to check a couple other sources just to check, but in the crowded field of conservative podcasters, the Daily Wire has become the most successful, with millions, a couple other sources just to check, but here reportedly seeks investors, leaves door open to sale. Oh man. Oh boy. This is wild. I didn't believe it at first. I had to check a couple other sources just to check, but in the crowded field of conservative podcasters, the Daily Wire has become the most successful, with millions of listeners and downloads each month. Now, it is looking to bring in new financial backers, according to a report in Semaphore, which says it is even leaving the door open to a potential sale.
So a potential sale is crazy. It's looking for investors. I mean, so look, the Daily Wire has a lot of stuff going on in the background, right? They had Bent Key, which was Jeremy Boring's Bent Key from a door he tried to get into. That's why he named it whatever he named it. Whatever. He's a psychopath. But they left the door open for television, for media. They get rid of Candace Owens. They get rid of Brett Cooper. There's a Brett Cooper conspiracy theories, and there's Brett Cooper, like what actually happened with Brett. So there was a lot going on behind the scenes. Her best friend taking over, trying to act just like her, and then sucking and fucking failing at it. The Daily Wire is going through a lot of shit. They lost two women, and two of the most prominent women to ever grace the screen, the television screen or the computer monitor or the phone screen, Candace Owens and Brett Cooper. So you get rid of the two of the most important, popular women ever on the internet, and then you expect your company to stay afloat with a couple of dudes that are ass at their job. Like, Ben Shapiro is an amazing debater. It's hard to listen to him. The robot drone fights and Israel, like, no one wants to hear that shit for fucking 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day. Matt Walsh is cool. Michael Knowles is great, but like, when is he on? Tell me when he's on. Like, no one knows. So you have these three dudes left that are intelligent but ass, and then you expect the company to stay afloat. Of course they're going to need investors. The profit margin is probably nuts right now.
Again, this is a giant, massive network They make a lot of money and they have a lot of resources and they have a lot of money that was invested in the Daily Wire. I mean, it's probably the most, or one of the most, at one point, popular conservative networks, with Ben Shapiro as one of the founders there. And of course, Candace Owens was a part of this group as well, until the Daily Wire fired her because of her criticism over Israel and her sympathy for the Palestinian children.
Critical thoughts on Israel and her sympathetic nature and empathetic nature towards the victims in Palestine and what is being deemed as a genocide. So yeah, obviously that's what happened. She's 100% accurate about that. And then as a result, they let go of Candace Owens. There's a video of Ben Shapiro calling Candace Owens' actions essentially deplorable. And then shortly thereafter, she departs the Daily Wire. She was devastated by it. And then she comes back and now she's kicked in the door, fucking swinging 4 million subscribers. Her show gets 30,000 live viewers a day. Like, it's unreal. So Candace, do talk about the comeback, man. Like, how you deal with adversity is a big deal. And she dealt with the adversity and then came back like a fucking warrior, knocking down all of their numbers at the Daily Wire. So shout out to Candace for doing that. That was fucking dope.
And it seemed like, for real, ever since then, things have not been going well. There was another member of the Daily Wire, I think maybe more like a contributor, but her name is Brett.
Okay, no, not a contributor. Brett Cooper was a Daily Wire member. She was an employee. She had the comment section, one of the most popular shows on the internet, especially with Gen Z, turning Gen Z people to a conservative group. It was fantastic. It's fucking amazing. They liked seeing a good-looking girl who looked like them, who spoke like them, who act like them, deliver information that they're not used to hearing. So it worked out well for the Daily Wire until they decided to get rid of her for some odd reason. Let me ask you a question. If you had a guaranteed bag of money every month, I mean, someone said, hey, I'm going to give you 10 grand a month. All you got to do is put this woman on the screen and let her talk twice a week. Would you go, depends on what she says? Or would you be like, give me that fucking bag of money. Hey, you, go on the screen twice a week. Do what you got to do. Love you. Bye. They got rid of that. Doesn't make any sense. Brett Cooper was not just a person. She was a major part of the Daily Wire. But I understand not everyone like watched it like that. So Sabrina Salvati, I'm not blaming you for that. You're doing great reporting.
He left. She wasn't fired, but she left. Jeremy, who was also one of the co-founders, had like a breakdown on X about the Daily Wire. It almost feels like it's karma, like just coming full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Doesn't look good, doesn't sound good. So what is happening here? It says that co-founder Ben Shapiro met with several financial figures at the Milken Conference in LA this month.
At the what conference? Oh, the Milken. I thought Milking Conference. I was going to say that's some Homelander shit, but it's the Milken Conference. Okay.
That it was seeking investors to further grow its business. The last time it raised capital, the Daily Wire was valued at more than $1 billion. Jesus Christ.
So the last time it raised capital, the Daily Wire was valued at more than $1 billion. How do you get to more than $1 billion from an internet company? That's fucking absurd. What does the Daily Wire do? It's because of the Jews. It's because of the Jews. Quote me on that. Listen, don't get mad at me, Jewish people. I'm not saying anything bad about you. YouTube, don't ban me. Don't demonetize the video. What I'm saying is it's because of the Jews. The Jews got the juice, the connection to get you that bread. The Daily Wire worth $1 billion is absolutely nuts, which makes sense why they thought they could just be like, well, fuck Candace, fuck Brett. We don't need them. We'll continue generating that income because we're getting it from investors anyway. You know, angel investors when they first started, and maybe some investors now. Maybe some venture capitalists who want to explore other options with the new age internet podcast world. And nope. Nope.
See, this is what I was telling people before, that people have to realize that the left or progressive independent, commentators, like, there isn't a lot of money on that side. There's a lot of money on the right. Like, imagine that $1 billion. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like, who would be influenced to be a commentator for the left when you're not going to get that much money? You're going to get like pennies compared to what you would get with a $1 billion valuation company. Absurd. So why would I be a left-wing commentator? Tell me why. They're looking for their next Joe Rogan. Who? Hassan Piker? Bro is about to go rogue real soon after that ban. Bruh. There's no incentive to be a left-wing commentator or podcaster.
The Daily Wire has also been trimming expenses, but expanding in other areas. It is opening an office in DC as it looks to move beyond podcast and video to a broader digital news operation. Last year.
So the Daily Wire is trying to become a digital news company. So they're trying to open an office in DC to make this of a broader outreach company, maybe get some help from Trump, maybe get some influence there, maybe a little bit of cash flow here and there behind the scenes. The first Fox News of the internet. They want to be the first broadcast company, kind of like the Young Turks are, but like a Young Turks times 1,000. So I see where they're trying to go with this, but I think it's a stupid idea regardless. It's still stupid.
Boring said the Daily Wire was on track to hit $200 million in annual revenue, telling Axios that the company made more than $20 million on its Jeremy Razor's business alone. There may not be any current plan to sell the Daily Wire, but some see Fox as a potential. What
did I say? Fox. I told you. Fox was looking like, hey, guys. You guys need some money. We got it over here. Fox was doing that a couple of months ago, and they're probably going to do it again. Fox News. There you go.
Acquire after it snapped up Red Seat Ventures, the content creator that has embraced conservative podcasters such as Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson in February. Fox is reportedly interested in expanding its audio business, with Semaphore reporting in December that the Daily Wire is among the companies that Fox has spoken with.
So the Daily Wire, moving forward a little bit, I know she's talking about one thing, but the Daily Wire had 9 active podcasts during April with 5.4 million unique listeners and 30 million downloads and streams, according to PodTrack data. The roster includes shows like The Ben Shapiro Show, Morning Wire, The Michael Knowles Show, The Matt Walsh Show, The Andrew Klavan Show, and The Jordan B. Peterson Podcast. Now, Jordan Peterson, everyone loves Jordan Peterson. Andrew Klavan, you can write him off. You can get rid of that guy. I know he was one of the, one of the OGs, but get rid of that dude. Matt Walsh, of course, he's great. Michael Knowles, of course, he's great. Ben Shapiro is Ben Shapiro. He does his thing. You either love him or hate him. That's a strong lineup, especially with Jordan Peterson there. Amidst all the controversy that he's having with Candace and like the Israel thing, of course, he's going to shade towards the Israel side because he's working for a company predicated on pushing this Israeli agenda. So like, you can't really get mad at him for that. I mean, you can if you want to, but if you're trying to be sensible, I wouldn't get mad at him for that. It's just attacking for what? It's kind of like a bully picking on a kid that can't do anything about it because the kid has to stay in line, with his parents' wishes. That's what's happening with Candace right now. So I don't hate Candace for that, but why would you do it? But that's a pretty strong lineup. I don't know if the lineup is as good as what Candace is doing by herself and what Brett is doing by herself. I think those two solo are better than that group of individuals. If you get what I'm saying.
They openly acknowledge that they they're open to investors and they take money, right? It's one of the reasons why they have so much money and they have been so successful, because when you have a lot of financial backing, it's easier for you to reach more people. You're talking about marketing, right? They probably have marketing out the wazoo. And marketing is one of the most effective ways that you can reach more people. A lot of us that are on the left of the independent media, we don't have that.
It's also because you spread falsehoods and lies and really stupid theories, and you don't cover news properly. You don't cover news down the line, which is my problem with the left anyway. It's just that it's never down the line. It's always over here, and it's always some ridiculous shit. Now, she seems to be doing a great job. Shout out to Sabrina Salvati. I'm definitely going to give her a sub and continue to watch her videos because I like seeing it from both perspectives. You know what I mean? Like, not every left-wing person is an absolute fucking idiot. This is interesting to even discuss the fact that the Daily Wire may have to sell. And seems like it was coming and we all knew it, but something we didn't talk about. But it's an interesting thing to discuss regardless.
Candace Owens' departure from the Daily Wire, I don't think that helped Daily Wire. I think that did hurt them.
Yes,
because the thing is, she has had at that time a massive following. Her following has increased since she was fired from the Daily Wire, which also means that some of the people that watch the Daily Wire may have agreed with Candace on the Israel issue. And when she was fired, they decided to be loyal to her and to follow her and her ventures. Mm-hmm. And then some of them decided to stay with the Daily Wire and continue to watch them. Again, what this kind of shows is that there does seem to be a somewhat of a split on the right when it comes to Israel and Gaza.
Yeah, because you have to play the dichotomy game, right? Do I follow along with the herd or the tribe? Or do I take this person's opinion and explore it more? Or can you simultaneously agree with someone and disagree with someone, agree with both, disagree with both, and continue to listen to them both to continue to absorb other perspectives or newfound perspectives or things that you may have to investigate more than 15 minutes into something or more than an hour of a podcast. You may have to investigate this outside during your time. So that's what happened. And then Candace left and she took her people that agreed with her, but she also took people that just enjoyed Candace as a person. She also took moms. She also took dads. She also took religious people. She also took people that were looking for something. She took a lot of people with her when she left the Daily Wire. She took a subsect of the Daily Wire that the Daily Wire does not have without a Candace Owens. Brett Cooper, the same. Brett Cooper took a subsect of people that the Daily Wire does not have without Brett Cooper. They're never going to get those people back. And that is the issue and why this is happening.
Candace has grown enormously since she was fired from the Daily Wire. It's not like she created another YouTube show and she's struggling here. A lot of her videos are breaking millions. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but if you look at her channel, a lot of her videos are getting million views, 500,000 views, like easily, whether she's talking about politics or not.
Yep.
Right. And a lot of the content more recently is not as much focused on politics as it is focused on calling out things in the entertainment.
Calling out things like the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing. She's calling out Brigitte Macron. She's calling out a lot of things. She's calling things out. She's soloing out inadequacies, inefficiencies, discrepancies in the truth. And that is why Candace Owens is becoming big. Okay. Or she is big. She's big time now. Now she's Hollywood. And it's not just because Candace Owens got fired from the Daily Wire and then people feel sympathy for Candace Owens. Candace Owens is getting big because Candace Owens is doing big things. She's doing smart things. When she's attacking people, when she has her shit lined up. She has her journalistic integrity lined up. She has her sources lined up. She has her people, her contacts in industry lined up. So you're able to immediately, almost instantaneously verify the things that Candace Owens is saying. And because of that, it lends credence to her integrity. And because of that, you trust her more. And because you trust her more, you start researching yourself. And because of that, you join a group. And because of that, you become a part of the Candace Owens tribe. And because of that, she gets millions of followers. It's an amazing thing to see. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's a generational thing. This will happen with other people, but the way she did it, her roadmap was extremely authentic. And I think that's what launched this. And unfortunately, the Daily Wire does not have anything like that without her, because it is her. It was not them.
Industry, right? So she did the whole series about Blake Lively, who I wasn't even really that familiar with, but she did the whole series about that. Apparently, she just interviewed Harvey Weinstein. It's almost as if the firing of Candace Owens actually helped her, right? So whether Ben Shapiro wants to admit that or not, that was a big loss for the Daily Wire. And I think there's something else that's happening here too. Ben Shapiro, he's been having these meltdowns.
There is a split in the Republican Party and Conservative Party. There's a split. There are neocons, there are regular cons, there are in between neocons and regular cons. It's just the entire party the foundation is faltering because of different viewpoints and different beliefs within the party, within the right wing. So like there's people that believe in red pill, some black pill, some blue pill, and what's happening is because of the disagreements, instead of being able to explore, right, different various avenues, they just butt heads with each other. They can't listen to each other. Like there's no reason why within the same party, we're getting what we want, right? Let's say we want Trump. Okay, we get Trump. And now Trump does something we don't like. You may like it. I may not like it. She may not like it. So let's talk to her, find out why she doesn't like it. Let's talk to you, see why you don't like it. Let's talk to me, and then find out why I like it. And then let's discuss the outliers, the inside, and the implications of what we actually are discussing. And then based on all of that and the implications, we can come to an educated decision about whether or not we should work together, or we can disagree, but we should find a commonality that we strive to achieve, right? The Republican Party isn't doing that right now, and Ben Shapiro is one of these people that's having meltdowns on the internet. For what? Like he's not a man, he's a boy. And it's very strange to see that from Ben Shapiro, someone who's always trying to be stoic and ready for debate at any moment. So it's a strange thing happening. Very strange thing.
I want to show you just an example here where he had a breakdown. Check this out.
Yesterday, Israel announced zero tariffs on any American goods. The Trump administration hit them with a 17% tariff anyway, claiming that they had a 33% tariff rate on American goods, which clearly is not true. Why? Because it turns out that we buy more stuff from the Israelis than the Israelis buy from us. Shocker. They're a smaller country. We're a giant market. Not a giant shock, as it turns out. So this is pretty crazy. I have friends, for example, who import product to the United States and then sell them. Why? Because they can't get the product in the United States. So, for example, I have a friend who's in the jewelry business. And this friend in the jewelry business imports products that are not capable of being manufactured or found in the United States from abroad. So it's not like there's import substitution you can just buy from an American. That's not how it works. By the way, this company is an American company. The tariff that is now being applied to all of his imports is like 35, 40%. Those prices will get passed directly on to the consumers if consumption goes down. If investment goes down, because investors are freaked out because they're getting whipsawed like nobody's business. Again, I was talking with investors pretty much all day yesterday, given what was going on. And the number one thing that I was hearing from major investors is, I don't know what the hell is going on. That was the number one thing. Before and after. The amount of confusion, chaos in the markets, a feeling of complete dyspeptic ulcer-ridden kind of churn, that is very real, and that is not good for markets.
All right, so it's crazy. I wouldn't call that a breakdown, so to speak. That's always what the left wing does. Our major breakdown by a right wing person. And it's like Ben Shapiro having a conversation about something he doesn't like or disagrees with. Now, the thing is, it's funny because you wanted Trump, and he'd fought for Trump and said Trump was the only way was for Trump to win. And then there's going to be some stuff he doesn't like, but it's okay. But it's okay when he does it to anyone else. But when Trump does something to his homeland, Israel, it is the most vile thing ever. This dyspeptic feeling in my stomach ulcer when I'm about to vomit. It doesn't feel good. Like, come on, dude. Seriously? All right, you don't like it, you don't like it. But it's not this like world-shattering thing. We'll get through it. We'll figure it out. You were all for tariffs. Now you're not for tariffs. Come on. Stop vacillating, bro. That's what this is about. I understand where she's coming from, and I understand why Ben Shapiro feels the way he feels. But the topic of conversation is not any of that. The topic of conversation is that Candace Owens won. The Daily Wire needs someone to buy them or invest in them pretty heavily. Fox News is looking for them. Brett Cooper, Candace Owens came out on top. Shout out to them. Figure it out. Shit. Do I have to say that like and subscribe thing? Please like the video and subscribe if you like the content.